Hey everybody, I am Becky and I am the social work witch. It's good to see you again. I know it's been a really long time. We were shooting and filming and doing things a year ago, and then we had an emergency in our family and everything had to be put on hold for a while. But I'm back and I'm here and I would like to keep filming and showing you videos about life as a social worker and a witch and all the things that intersect there. And speaking of those things, there have been a lot of questions lately, so I thought now is a great time to bring you an FAQ, a frequently asked questions video. So that's what we're going to do today, right? We've decided to create this FAQ because I have had a lot of frequently asked questions. And a lot of times it's the same things being asked over and over and over again. And note, if you have questions, and now you can hear a dog coughing because this is real life and we have real animals around us. Anyway, if you have more questions than the ones I answer today, I'd like you to send them to me. You can put them right in the comments of this video, and I will be happy to do a part 2 and answer your questions. As a disclaimer, I'm not able to answer personal questions pertaining to your individual life or case without a complete consultation. And as of right now, I am licensed in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and I cannot treat you unless you happen to live here in Pennsylvania. So the first question that people ask me often is, why witch? What's a witch? This word often has negative connotations, but it's frequently been reclaimed by followers of pagan religions worldwide. While some witches practice Wicca, others define themselves as practitioners of paganism, druidry, heathenism, and other traditions. I've known people that were Jewish witches and Christian witches and all kinds of different witches, and it's all about what they choose to call themselves. In truth, there's more than one definition. To make it as simple as possible, some sources report that this word, witch, originally meant to twist or bend. It describes the ability to change consciousness at will. That means that witches use the focused mind to bring about positive change. Witches aren't the only people who do this, though. While we call this change magic, others have called it prayer, positive thinking, even faith healing. In the Pennsylvania Dutch country, where I live, it was called powwow, and it was widely accepted and used. Some others follow an eclectic path, choosing bits and pieces of multiple paths and deities from multiple pantheons. Witches are male and female and non-binary too. There are witches and other people who identify as earth spiritual on this path all over the world. I happen to be in the United States. It's hard to determine how many of us there are because we don't exactly ask people this question on the U.S. Census, and a lot of people keep their beliefs hidden due to fear of discrimination, stigma, and even violence. According to one survey, the Pew Forum on Religion, as of 2014, there were 956,000 people, or 0.4% of the U.S. population, that identified as pagan, Wiccan, or other earth spiritual faith estimated to be living in the United States. This estimate is most likely low because of those above-mentioned fears, as well as the fact that the study is now almost 10 years old. Also, it should be noted that paganism, and specifically Wicca, have been recognized as a bona fide religion by several state and federal courts, as well as U.S. military courts. A number of court cases have been decided which recognize these minority religions are worthy of First Amendment rights. Indeed, paganism has been listed in the U.S. Military Chaplain's Handbook since 1980. And why the social work witch? Because I identify as a witch as my faith. Some people I tell that I'm pagan. Some people I tell that I'm a witch, and I use them kind of interchangeably. Some people describe witchcraft as a faith, an art, and a science, and I like that. Again, if you'd like me to answer more questions specifically about witchcraft, or you have more questions about this particular topic, I am happy to answer them. Just again, ask me in the comments and I'll work on part 2. So what's a social worker? In Pennsylvania, where I am located, I lost my track for a minute. A social worker, by definition, is someone specifically who has graduated from a social work program at an accredited college or university. The International Federation of Social Workers states that social work is a practice-based profession and an academic discipline that promotes social change and development, social cohesion, and the empowerment and liberation of people. Principles of social justice, human rights, collective responsibility, and respect for diversities are central to social work. Underpinned by theories of social work, social sciences, humanities, and indigenous knowledges, social work engages people and structures to address life challenges and enhance well-being. The above definition may be amplified at national and/or regional levels. Social workers are represented by professional organizations at state, national, and international levels. Here, where I live in Pennsylvania, social workers can be licensed by the state at the bachelor's, master's, and doctoral levels, and we agree to a code of ethics to practice as a licensed social worker. And I am a licensed clinical social worker. So why the social work witch? Why do I call myself the social work witch? Why is my channel called the social work witch? What is the intersection between the two? So I often tell my clients that I have a magic wand, but it doesn't work that way. When I say this, I mean that I might have something pretty that looks a lot like your favorite fairy godmother's tool of choice. But it can't magically make things happen for you. Change takes intention, energy, and that spark that is your drive, your motivation to change. Well, magic works that way too, doesn't it? To make magic happen, you need to know what you want, your intent. You need to add energy, and then you need to give it a little push, a spark, to make it happen. I created the Social Work Witch because I feel like change is magic. That true change that we can make in our lives is just transformational. It is messy and sometimes it's painful, and it happens in waking and dreaming and incrementally, as well as sometimes it feels like all at once. When we want to make changes in our lives, we need to do those same things. We have to decide that a change is needed and why. We need to come up with a plan to change. We need to put our energy into it all before we can make any change. And when it happens, it sure feels like magic. So what happens during a normal session? Sometimes people say, how can you help me? Well, if you're in Pennsylvania, where I'm licensed, you can actually come and have sessions with me, either live in person or we use the computer and we do things with telehealth. During your first session, no matter how we meet, we talk about your strengths and needs, what goals you're hoping to accomplish. We discuss previous treatments, what you've tried before, what's worked for you, and what hasn't. We'll fill out paperwork just like any therapy session you'd have, like release forms, policy and procedure information, and of course, confidentiality information. Going forward, after your first sessions, we'll work on goals that we set in that first and second session. We'll use traditional therapy techniques like cognitive behavioral therapy, as well as some experiential treatments, ritual, journaling, meditation. Working in this way provides the best of both worlds. Some might ask, do I have to be a witch to come to you? Is the work you do anti-Christian or anti any other religion? And the answer is nope. I work with everyone who wants to make change. I respect gender, race, culture, ethnicity, religion, sexual orientation, gender expression, and gender identity of all clients. So, what's this YouTube channel all about? So, on the YouTube channel, we're focused on tips to help you stay healthy, body, mind, and spirit. We'll talk about witchcraft as well as mental health, with a focus on keeping things fun. So, a disclaimer, the YouTube channel is not a substitute for mental health treatment, but rather a complement to it. If you need to find mental health treatment, again, if you're in Pennsylvania, you can reach out to me. Or if you're not in Pennsylvania or you don't want to reach out to me, that's okay. You can reach out to somebody in your area that can help you find mental health treatment. In addition, the National Suicide Prevention and Crisis Lifeline in the United States is 988. If you're in crisis, you can also, again, in the United States, call 911. You can talk to a crisis worker or you can go to your closest hospital. So here are some questions from friends. From my friend Matt, he asked, just how does a witch, a social worker, or even a social work witch help anyone in general? Well, once somebody has decided that they have some things in their life that they want to change, and they're ready to make those changes, there are lots of people who can help them follow through with that. As a social worker, I help people recognize the things in their life that are giving them problems, and I help them to work through them. I do the same thing as a witch. However, I might include things like rituals, meditation, experiential work. It's all about connecting to you, your heart, your mind, and your spirit. From Rachel, how does your witchcraft practice show up in social work every day? For me, and for many others, witchcraft is not something I do once a week on a specific day. Witchcraft is every day for me because the earth and all the elements are around me all the time. I'm practicing every minute of every day. So as a result, my witchcraft practice shows up in everything I do, including my social work. That may look like doing normal, I hate that word by the way, therapy things like deep breathing, learning how to do relaxation and coping skills. Or it may be teaching someone how to ground, center, and shield when they're upset. We might use a cord cutting experience to let go of a relationship that's not serving them, or some other experiential work to help people feel safe and grounded and ready to move on with the changes they want to make. Regardless of what you're coming to me for, whether you're coming personally to see me or you're coming to the YouTube channel just to learn a little bit more about all the things, I hope that we can help each other to be as well as possible, right? Isn't that the goal? That we could just be well together and take care of each other and learn a little bit more, a little something new every day. I hope so. If you have more questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section and I'll be happy to help you come up with some answers. Again, please remember, don't put your personal and confidential information in the comment section because it's public and everybody can see it there. And I cannot personally answer your case questions without a full consultation. That wouldn't be fair to you, and I wouldn't be able to give you the best answers for you. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I hope that we get to talk again soon. Have a good one. Bye.